One of the greatest challenges we face in the 21st century is how to meet our growing energy needs and at the same time protect the world from climate change. Communities and partners are working with IFE to do their part to reduce the burning of fossil fuels by harnessing energy from the wind and the sun. IFE Ericsson AG is a leading wind and solar energy developer and operator in Germany. IFE has nearly 40 years of experience through developing, financing, and building 30 wind energy projects and 7 solar projects in Germany and Italy. IFE recently has opened an office in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. And now, IFE Project Management Canada has successfully brought its first wind project into operation in the province of New Brunswick.
Our advantage is that we can bring together our local experience and the international expertise of our colleagues at IFE Ericsson in Germany. New Brunswick has a great wind resource. We can make a significant contribution to generating more affordable renewable energy for New Brunswickers.
IFE Project Management Canada's first wind project is a one-turbine wind farm situated at Pele in southeast New Brunswick. From the ground to the top tip of the turning blades, the Enercon E92 turbine is 144 meters high. It generates enough power to supply 700 local homes with green energy all year. Local company WKB Community Wind owns the turbine. The IFE team initiated and helped develop and manage the project. Local road builders helped prepare the site. A team from Enercon advised on which turbine to use, and they led the turbine construction. Thanks to project managers, engineers, economists, and construction managers who worked in close cooperation with Enercon, the turbine supplier, the project was completed in 18 months, on time and on budget. Construction happened in stages, with IFE's project management crew overseeing each step of the way. The first stage was preparing and reinforcing the roads around the site. They needed to be ready for the many heavy loads of machinery, concrete, and construction materials that would arrive on the site. The next stage was building the turbine foundation. Engineers and construction crews worked with reinforced steel and concrete to build it. At 17 meters wide, the base contains more than 500 cubic meters of concrete. The turbine will stand on this platform. A team from Enercon coordinated the construction of the turbine. Concrete segments are delivered individually and are assembled on site. They get stacked in sequence on top of the foundation. The crane lifts each concrete section, weighing as much as 60 tons, one by one, and places them on top of each other. Once in position, the segments are fastened into place before the next one is lifted. To install the upper sections, an even larger crane is needed. It arrives in pieces and takes 2 days to assemble. The larger crane stacks the sections where the smaller crane left off. Once all 18 concrete sections have been lifted into place, 2 long steel sections are then installed. Once all the sections are stacked, the steel and concrete tower is completed. Altogether, it weighs more than 850 tons. Next, the nacelle is lifted into place. The nacelle is attached with a series of bolts around the perimeter of the top steel section. Next is the generator. The crane's last lift will be the turbine's rotor assembly. The 3 blades for the turbine were shipped in from Germany along with other parts of the turbine and have traveled thousands of kilometers over land and sea to get to the site. At more than 44 meters long, they must be transported by specially designed trucks. The blades are made from a composite of fiberglass, wood, and metal. They are designed and engineered to capture the wind in order to rotate the generator. The blade assembly is first built on the ground, with each blade fastened to the central hub. As the blades are designed to catch the wind, for safety reasons, the lifting and installation of this section must be done on a nearly windless day. Once in place, the workers carefully fasten the assembly with more than 100 bolts. The attachment of the rotor assembly completes the installation of the turbine structure. One last thing, the nose cone of the rotor assembly is installed. Before electricity will flow, engineers need to connect the generator at the top to the distribution lines at the bottom. They use a series of transformers and regulating equipment. An underground cable connects the base of the turbine to a new electrical interconnection system, and the new overhead power lines connect this one turbine wind farm directly to the local grid, without the need of a substation. Pele Wind is an example of another efficient, well-planned, and implemented project from the IFE team.
IFE has been involved for over 2 years in the development of this project, so now that we're through our construction phase, it's exciting to have the project coming to an end on time and on budget.
Whether the job is identifying sites for wind power, investing in renewable power projects, developing and managing projects, working closely with communities, managing sites, or managing wind and solar power assets, this international team provides a one-stop shop for completing renewable energy projects. IFE Canada and IFE Ericsson AG are proud to be a part of initiatives that provide communities and businesses in the Maritimes with clean, green power. We are committed to working with partners around the world to make sure our world is full of energy that is environmentally sustainable.